Descubre tu comunidad. Descubre un nuevo tú. Descubre Lourdes University.
Bueno, mis amigos, gracias por seguir acompañándonos. Marisol Ibarra, Voces Latinas, tu show. Y seguimos dándole cobertura a este gran tema con seriedad, Latino Youth Violence Prevention. Y tengo aquí a mi lado a Michelle McDevitt de Lourdes University, one of our biggest sponsors. She is here to talk to us, and her title is Director of Safety, correct, Michelle?
Sí.
Sí, muchas gracias. That's good. It's so funny. I always meet people. They said, "Oh, I speak Spanish. I took 4 years of Spanish," and they don't even say hola. So that took a lot of courage.
No.
Welcome to our show, Michelle. Well, like I was mentioning, you are here to talk to us about the different strategies that Lourdes University uses to keep your student body safe. Correct?
Sí.
See. So how long have you been in this position?
7 years.
7 years. That's great. So in light of all these school shootings, what are the things that Lourdes University implements to make sure that your students remain safe?
We review our policies when everything comes up, so we make sure that we are up to date with what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
If there's any changes in procedures that could better keep people safe. We also review with the police and the fire department annually on mass evacuation drills. It's one of the things that are required federally for us to do. And then we always test our Lourdes alert system, which is the email, text message notification system, to be able to make sure that we're communicating properly with all the students should a situation happen.
That's great. In fact, I am a Lourdes University grad, loved my school, love the school. I love the fact that you guys developed that extensive corridor that led into the students' the living common areas, correct? And you established those blue points, is that, or the blue telephone areas?
Yes, the blue telephone areas are great. Not only can they be used in an emergency situation of something maybe violent happening, but it's also good for medical. If somebody is out there working out, running on the path or something like that, and has a medical condition, they can hit that button. It's an emergency button, and it will contact the officer on duty, and they will come over and help. And it's also has cameras, so we are able to see what else is going on as well.
That's great. That's a great way to stay in touch with the student body, especially at night. The dormitories, the dorm area, that's what I was trying to refer. You developed that corridor straight from the college, the campus, into the dormitory. Michelle, once you, for example, once you get a report that a student is expressing extreme levels of anger or just abnormal behavior, what are the steps that the school takes to help that individual?
We have like a behavior intervention team. So it's myself, the person who does code of conduct, and our dean of students. And we all sit down and we look at what's going on with this student. What do we know? What do we know from their friends or their professors? And we try and dig at what is the cause. Is it something that maybe there's a death in the family, or is there a breakup of a relationship? How can we see if we can get this person help first? We have a wonderful counseling center on campus, so we see if there's something we can connect them to, and see what is the root of the issue that we can help them with first.
We've had previous guests on the show, and we've talked about that holistic approach, and that it's just not enough to expel an individual, but that excuse me, each institution can play a part in helping that individual get the help they need, especially mental health issues.
Absolutely. A lot of the time there's an underlying issue and they just don't know how to handle it. It's their first time being away from home. Their parents or close family relatives aren't there, so they may not have those connected relationships yet. So we try and see if we can help them and guide them and show them what do we have on campus that can help. And so a lot of the times it's just usually something's off balance.
That's great. Bueno, el tema que estoy tocando con Michelle McDevitt, Safety Director de Lourdes University, es de que ¿qué es lo que hacen los pasos que ellos toman? Una vez que identifican un estudiante que está expresando, tiene síntomas de ese coraje que lo puede llevar a un acto extremo de violencia, ya nos está explicando que Lourdes University tiene personas que les ayuda, tiene un centro de counseling, de consejeros que le pueden ayudar a identificar, porque muchos de estos estudiantes vienen por primera vez lejos de su familia y quizás tienen mucho estrés, tienen muchas preocupaciones, así es que eso es muy importante. Once again, I love the fact that Lourdes University always takes an aggressive approach to make sure that your student body remains safe. So you did say you had those telephones in place should an emergency happen, and can you talk to me about how you work with the Sylvania Police? I'm sure that's the department that you work with, correct?
Correct. Yes, we just have security on campus 24 hours a day, 365 days a year, and then for anything that we need to supplement with, we use the City of Sylvania Police Department. So I'm in contact with them all the time if something comes up. If we have events, they help me plan for them properly. We also just are in constant communication should something happen. Their dispatcher is really good. If they get a call on campus, they make sure that they're contacting me and our security team as well, so we can help direct them. We know that they're coming, we know what's going on, and it just keeps a good open communication.
That's great to know. Well, is there anything else you want to share about Lourdes University safety?
We have great awareness programs and great programs on giving people information on the resources. They may not need it then, but they can always have that information. But to really get involved and come see some of the awareness programs that we have.
That's great. Now, before we started the interview, you talked about Title IX, correct?
Correct.
Tell us about Title IX. Although it's a bit of a different subject, but tell us about Title IX.
Sure. Title IX is federal compliance that all higher ed institutions have to do, and actually they even have it in K through 12. So it deals with sexual misconduct. So if a student were facing any kind of sexual misconduct, which could be sexual harassment, sexual assault, even stalking or dating or domestic violence within their relationship, it helps basically create a safety plan, especially when breakups happen. It tends to be the most violent if that's where the relationship is, and sometimes the students don't know where to get help. That's where we come in Title IX. We give them accommodations should they need counseling, academic accommodations, let's say due to a trauma, they're having a trigger effect. We give them the opportunity to work with their professors and maybe get more testing time, but we also create a safety plan for that student on campus so that way their studies are not affected by a possible not good relationship.
Oh, that's wonderful. And you have an event coming up, correct?
We do. We have Sexual Assault Awareness Week. So we will be educating on sexual assault, but also dating violence, domestic violence. We will be doing a clothesline project. We will be doing a movie and discussion afterward, and then our annual Walk a Mile in Her Shoes.
That's wonderful. So is the public involved, or is it just the students?
Most of it's for the students, but we are welcoming anybody to do Walk a Mile in Her Shoes.
That's wonderful, because I live actually just a minute away from Lourdes University. So I would love to stay involved, and I'm also an alum, so.
Wonderful. And we challenge anyone who doesn't want to walk a mile in her shoes to just walk a mile in somebody else's shoes. We do have a collection of shoes there, just so you know that you just don't always know what other people are going through, and try walking a mile in someone else's shoes.
That's awesome. Thank you so much, Michelle.
Thank you.
I'm sure we'll have you back on our show.
Sounds great.
Thank you so much. Bueno, amigos, ahí lo tienen. Seguimos con este tema de Latino Youth Violence Prevention. Marisol Ibarra para Voces Latinas. Quédense ahí con más.